In this video, I'm going to share 5 practical tips that every pet owner should know, plus an extra bonus leash hack that has saved my life. I'm Dr. Sally, and I'm a veterinarian with 20 years of experience. My focus is holistic medicine, but in this video, I wanted to just share 5 practical tips that every pet owner should know, whether you have a holistic focus or not. I have clients ask me how to do these things every day. I am going to discuss how to brush teeth, clean the ears, check for fleas, and apply eye drops for dogs and cats. The first thing I'll discuss is brushing teeth. I bet every single one of you has a toothbrush and pet toothpaste at home and they've never been used. That's so common. I found an easier way than using a toothbrush. It's literally taking a dry paper towel or a dry washcloth and you just wipe the teeth off. The important part is the frequency of this. Could you imagine if we brushed our teeth once a month or when we got our hair done? Our teeth would be nasty. So really the frequency of brushing teeth is daily, whether you use a paper towel or a toothbrush. Tartar buildup often has to do with genetics, so not every dog needs to have their teeth brushed. And if they like to chew on bones or antlers, that is really helpful, and that tends to keep their teeth clean. But some little
And
dogs
cats.
just have poor genetics when it comes to teeth. It's similar in humans. Some people have really good teeth genes and some people don't. But basically, as you can see in this video, wiping the teeth with a paper towel, and you really only need to get the upper, and you really only need to get the outsides. I sort of think of it as if you go camping and you forget your toothbrush, if you wipe your teeth off, sort of wiping those sweaters off of your teeth, that can be really helpful. And what I show owners a lot is if you wipe that off, you get that sort of yellow slime that's there, and that's not building up day after day after day. So really, if you can just wipe their teeth off daily, that can really help avoid putting them under anesthesia in the future for a teeth cleaning. A lot of people will use a finger toothbrush as well, which is fine, but I really like the mechanical irritation of a dry paper towel or a dry washcloth. And you really don't have to use toothpaste, but you can if that makes it more enjoyable for the pet. The other thing I like to use is coconut oil. It's sort of similar to what people do with coconut oil called pulling, but coconut oil is anti-inflammatory and the pets typically like it as a flavor as well. So you can use that on your paper towel or on the toothbrush. Okay, ear cleaning is another thing that we often need to do with our pets. Some dogs have no ear issues and you don't need to necessarily do it proactively. But if your dog has had an ear infection or has frequent ear infections, cleaning them once a week with a drying solution can be very helpful. Here is a video of how to do it. You can get a commercial cleaner from your veterinarian or a pet store, or you can also make a mixture of all equal parts, rubbing alcohol, apple cider vinegar, and water. The big point of cleaning the ears is that you need to put in enough solution to get down into the deep canals. They have different ear canals than we do. It's more of like an L-shaped where the part that you can see is up here, but then they also have this vertical canal and a horizontal canal, and the eardrum is way down in here. So you need to put in enough solution to fill this canal and wash that out. So as you can see in the video, I pour solution in there and then you massage really well, gently, to sort of break up the debris and get it down into the canal, and then you let them shake out the excess liquid. And in cats, they have shorter ear canals, so you have to be very careful with them. They do not have the vertical and horizontal canal like dogs. So with Q-tips, you really need to be careful with cats. In dogs, you can use Q-tips to clean out all of the little crevices that they have in their ears. And as long as you can see the end of the Q-tip, you are nowhere near their eardrum, so you can safely clean all of the area that you can see with a Q-tip. As for applying ear medicine, you do need to make sure you're putting in enough to fill the horizontal and vertical canal. So usually I tell people a big squirt like that is sufficient, but you need to put in enough that you can kind of see the canal fill up. and then you massage to milk it down into the horizontal canal. If you don't get enough medication down in there, then you may not treat the full infection. Typically for cleaning, once a week is enough. Another quick video I have here to show you is how to check for fleas, especially for my patients who are using natural flea and tick prevention. I do have some clients who don't use flea and tick protection, and so to check for fleas, what you do is you use a fine-tooth comb, and typically it is just above the base of the tail or under the chin. And that's the easiest place to find either fleas or flea dirt, which is actually flea feces. And the way that you can tell, if you can see how I'm spreading out the fur, you will see little black dots. If you spread out the black dots on a white paper towel and add a little bit of water, and on that white paper towel, if you smear the little black dots into the water, it will turn red because fleas eat blood. Sometimes you will actually see live fleas as well. The video that I made is how to apply eye drops. Hopefully you never have to use these in your pet, but it is a very common thing. As you can see in the video, if you lift the chin up, it makes it easier to apply the eye drop. And then I show where you come from the front, but often the patient will squint and hold their eyes shut if you're coming at them with a bottle of eye drops. So the other thing I show is coming from behind, where you have the bottle in your hand, but then with your other finger, you lift the eyelid up. As the head is tilted up, that makes it easier. And if they're hard to give eye drops and you give it from behind, it makes it a lot easier. The last tip I'm going to show a video of is how to give pills. Now, in this video, I'm using treats instead of pills, and so it makes these a little bit silly because they actually want to eat these rather than using a pill that might be bitter or something like that. But you will get the gist. So what I'm doing here is lifting their chin upwards vertically so that I can put the pill in the back of the throat. It's a lot easier to see in these big dogs here. And then you shut the mouth and rub the neck so that once you're trying to get them to swallow, and once you see the tongue, you know that they've swallowed. In kitties, it's really important to put the head up vertically so that you have a straight shot back into the throat, and then rub the throat. And here you can see from the side, you really try to drop it down into the back of the throat, shut the mouth, and don't let them open it until you see their tongue. And if you blow on their nose, they will swallow quicker. And as an added bonus, if you struggle to walk your dog on a leash, like I have in the past, having 2 Great Danes, they pulled me over once walking into the dog park, and no one was hurt except my pride. Check out this leash hack. This has been a game changer for me. And I have to give a shout out to my friend JC who showed me this trick, and it's literally made my life 100 times easier. Now, are you ready for the leash hack? Check this video out. I typically use a 6-foot leash connected to the collar, and then I just wrap it around the belly and loop it under itself so that it makes a sort of harness around the waist, and it just gives an added cinch that just gives you a lot of control. When I use this, I can walk both of my dogs into the dog park together with one hand. If you can master these 5 practical tips, you will be way ahead of the game for the rest of your lives with pets. Hopefully these videos will help you if you ever need to do these things at home, and you can always refer back if you need to. These videos are really fun to make, and I want to thank Mango, my kitty, and the 2 Danes, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, aka Daphne and Gilbert, for helping me make these videos.